Have you ever stopped to think about what's really lurking just beneath the surface of a website? Behind that polished homepage, there's this entire hidden world of files, folders, and secret pathways. Well, today, we're going on a digital expedition. We're going to learn how to map that hidden world. This is the art of web enumeration. All right, here's our plan of attack. First, we'll define what this hidden web even is. Then, we'll get our hands dirty with some manual recon before unleashing some seriously powerful automated tools. After that, we'll figure out what all the clues mean, and finally, we'll put it all together by stepping into the hacker's mindset. Okay, let's get into it. Before you can find anything, you gotta know what you're looking for, right? So, we're setting the stage, establishing our crime scene. This is the digital space where all the juicy secrets are just waiting to be found. So, what is web enumeration, really? At its heart, it's about making a map of an unknown territory. We're basically poking and prodding a web application, trying to find all the doors, all the windows, maybe even a few forgotten back entrances. All those hidden spots make up its true attack surface. And why should you care? Because what you see on the homepage, that's just the lobby. The real action is often happening behind the scenes. We're talking about restricted admin panels, forgotten backup files, old test environments that were never shut down. These are the exact kinds of weak spots attackers live to find, so we need to find them first. And so our investigation begins. We're going to start with the basics, using manual techniques to find those first few breadcrumbs. Think of us as detectives, dusting for fingerprints at the front door before we call in the heavy-duty gear. But before we go knocking on any digital doors, we need to learn the language. Servers speak in HTTP status codes. A 200 basically means, come on in, the door's open. A 403 says, nope, door's locked. And a 404, there's no door here at all. This is our Rosetta Stone for the web. Our first tool is a classic, curl. That little I flag is key. It doesn't download the page, it just asks for the headers. It's kind of like asking the bouncer who owns the club without even trying to go inside. It's fast, it's stealthy, and it gives you a ton of intel right off the bat. And it's pretty amazing what this one simple command can tell us. These headers can spill the beans on the server type, the programming language it's running, and even specific security settings. This initial intel is absolutely foundational for planning our next move. Okay, manual checks are great for a first look, but to really map out the whole landscape, we need to bring out the big guns. It's time to call in the K9 unit, the automated tools that can sniff out every hidden path we could never find by hand. The technique is often called directory discovery or directory brute forcing. The idea is simple. Instead of us guessing a few obvious names like admin or login, we're going to give the computer a massive dictionary of thousands of common names and tell it to check every single one. And meet GoBuster, one of the best tools for the job because it is ridiculously fast. You just give it a target URL with -u, point it to a word list with -w, and you just let it rip. It fires off requests at lightning speed and starts building that map for us. dir search is another fantastic choice for this. Its special trick is that it's really good at checking for common file extensions. So it helps you find not just hidden folders, but specific files like backups or config files, giving you much more specific clues to chase down. So finding a big list of paths, that's just data collection. The real skill, the art, is turning that raw data into actual intelligence. This is where we shift from just being a tool user to being a real analyst, decoding what the results actually mean. So the scan finishes, and you're staring at this huge wall of text. Directories, files, status codes. It can feel a little overwhelming. So what now? Where do you even begin? What's the important stuff here? This is how we start to filter out the noise. See a 200 OK on a path like /uploads? That's a blaring red light. It means it's open, it's accessible, and you need to look at it. A 403 forbidden on /admin? That tells you something important exists, even if it's locked. And a 301 redirect? That's a trail of breadcrumbs you absolutely have to follow. And we can add another layer to this. A tool like WhatWeb actually fingerprints the technology running on the server. If it tells you it's running an old version of some CMS, you can immediately go look for known public exploits for it. See? This is how you connect the dots. Now, as you do this more, try to avoid these rookie mistakes. A 403 is a clue, not a dead end. Using a small word list means you'll miss things. Redirects can lead you straight to gold. And hey, if you don't document what you find, you're going to forget it. Remember, This is an intelligence operation, not a race. All right, let's put it all together now. The final piece of the puzzle is to stop thinking like a tool operator and start thinking strategically. To really defend a system, you have to first understand how an adversary sees it, how they prioritize targets based on impact. Okay, time for a little thought experiment. Your scan turns up two interesting things: a locked admin panel and an open backup directory. Both are good finds, but you only have time to dig into one right now. Which one do you pick? Which one is the bigger, more immediate risk? And this is where that risk-based thinking comes in. Look, cracking that admin panel is a tempting long-term goal, for sure, but that accessible backup directory, it could be leaking sensitive data right now. You always tackle the immediate, confirmed exposure first. That backup folder is priority number one. So if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. The tools we talked about, the enumeration, that reveals opportunity. Your brain, the analysis, that reveals risk. But it's your ethics, your judgment, and how you handle what you find, that's what defines a professional. And that choice is always yours.